And 10, throw 3, and you're going to have 10 seconds after I say, and 10, then you got 10 seconds to throw the 3 darts, okay? Because you'll be a little bit dizzy. Make sure you stay behind the blue mark there on the floor to throw this. She is probably, just so you know, about 10 feet away. Jbird's got a pumpkin on his head. All right, we've got Cynthia. She's going to spin around 10 times, 10 seconds to throw 3 darts. And if there is a tie, then you will both win. Just so you know, this is a contest for the Halloween Horror Night tickets. Okay, here we go. Cynthia, you may begin spinning whenever you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go fast. 5, 6. Okay, she's getting dizzy. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, your time begins. Okay, miss. There's a hit. And she just threw it into his armpit. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, you did it. Definitely in the 10 seconds. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, pull that out. Pull that out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh geez. All right. Okay.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
What is up, everybody? It is Monday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. Good to see y'all.
Good morning.
Boy, interesting weekend. Lots of good stuff went down. Sadly for Jbird, the Miami Dolphins did not get that much-needed win yesterday. Man, were they close.
It was so close. I was
close.
Watching it at my home, and the first time I could say the Dolphins made me cry.
Yeah.
Were you cheering in your cheerleading outfit?
I was. I had a bunch of things to do after, and it was terrible.
Yeah, if you missed out on Friday's KVJ show, Jbird came in here in a Miami Dolphins cheerleading uniform and said, I am going to be pulling for the team in solidarity, and for all my friends that are huge Dolphins fans that are taking this season hard, I'm going to wear this cheerleading uniform here into the weekend, pull for a big win. It was likely their best chance to get a win because they're facing an 0-5 team, a winless team. It was 0-9, the combined records, and it went pretty much right down to the last play of the game. The Dolphins had a chance to win, going for 2, and just did not convert Virginia. It was haphazard and sloppy, and they lost 17-16.
They went for it. I thought, they're doing video game style. They're not going for the tie. They're going for the win.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, sometimes you got to go big.
You don't play to tie.
Yeah. And it probably felt like the Redskins had the better team. Sometimes you feel like you've got momentum, and we are just on a hot streak, and we know it's kind of like, okay, like a puncher's chance. Imagine you go into a dark alley with somebody that's 10 times bigger than you, and you know could whoop your butt. You somehow luckily get in a punch, and they're staggered and they fall down. Now, you could just kind of run away and end it all, or you could stay there and fight. And you know if they get back up and start swinging again that they're probably going to take you down. I think that's kind of how the Dolphins looked at it. They got their punch in, and we're going to try to take off and run away.
And the season still has got quite a bit of time left. There's always that one game where the bad team just rises to the occasion and beats a team that they shouldn't beat. That's what I'm hoping happens next week.
Well, the Dolphins, I think it was it 2011, somewhere along those lines. They did go 1-15 one year.
This bit's getting old already. It really is.
Oh, no.
It's getting old.
Going to be a challenge. Well, I would anticipate you being in the cheerleader uniform again next Monday because the Dolphins have to go to Buffalo to play the Bills this Sunday. Then they come back and they've got a Monday night game the following week, so you'd have to wear it. 2 weeks from now, you're likely going to have that uniform on.
Gosh,
because they got a Monday night game against the Steelers, and the Steelers are struggling. I think only have one win. They're not doing very well.
It's really kind of, reality's hitting me.
Yeah.
You're going to be in that outfit when we go to Cocktails and Karaoke next time at Brother Jimmy's.
When is that? Is that this Friday?
The 25th.
Well, they you never know. They could get a win this weekend.
They're not going to beat the Bills.
You never know.
Yeah.
They're not going to beat the Bills.
Actually, Steelers are 2-4, so that's the team that they've got coming up in that Monday night game. So that's a possibility. The Jets look good, but the Jets had kind of a big win yesterday, so I don't know. And then they got the Colts, they're not going to win that. Bills, again, no, not going to win that. Browns, no, probably not.
I'm trying to turn this into a positive and say, all right, Bird, this is a time where the universe is forcing you to get in shape because I cannot keep eating in this outfit. I mean, it actually hurts. It's uncomfortable to be in if you start to gain weight in it.
Uh-oh.
You got to lose weight.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a positive to come out of this.
Like a real cheerleader.
I think I'm on a calorie count. Right?
Yeah.
I've been seasoned. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
You got to be in form.
You're right.
All the cheerleaders, they stay on them. You know, you got to be tight. Got to look good in that uniform. It's tight.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, unfortunately, the Dolphins will not be favored in another game the rest of the season.
I mean, talk about a bleak outcome.
No, it is a bleak outcome.
Well,
the final game would be December 29th. So the bad news is you would have that on for Christmas, but you get to take it off for New Year's.
What do I do? I have to go to my sister's wedding.
What is that?
I'm officiating her wedding.
What?
I'm officiating her wedding. I'm going to be the one doing the officiating.
Well,
Is she a Dolphins fan?
No, nobody in my family is a Dolphins
it's a little
fan.
chilly in Colorado. Or no, I mean in
Where do you-
Oregon.
Oregon.
No one's a Dolphins fan of my family. This is just for my friends. And will my friends do the same for me? I don't think so.
No, probably not. Yeah, no, it's going to be cold there, too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if she's we might have to get a little revision in the contract here. I don't know if she's going. I don't know if I can. I don't know. If,
I hear you.
I don't know, man.
I know,
You're going to
yeah.
have to travel in that.
Well, it was...
Can you see this?
I would.
Can you see this clown at airport going through TSA?
It would be pretty fascinating.
Oh, you are going to be
it'd
flagged.
So I
Yeah.
leave November 1st.
Well,
the Dolphins got to pinch out a win.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a bold proclamation. You went all out hoping they were going to win this game on Sunday, and they lose by 1 point. And barring an upset, they're not going to win again the rest of the year.
But that's, I mean, to go 0 for the entire season, that is it's a rare thing. And again, any given Sunday, a bad team can beat a good team. It happens
right.
all the time.
It could happen. The teams that are stinky that they have left coming up, like I said, your next one, the Steelers, just with 2 wins in 2 weeks on a Monday night. But, yeah, the Bills game, I don't know. And Virginia's husband's going to be pulling against you in that one, too.
I'm allowed to wear this through the TSA stuff, right? I can go to the airport.
I think that you're not breaking any codes. You are going to raise eyebrows, and
I know that.
anybody who raises eyebrows might get a little extra pat down.
I went to Publix yesterday. I got many eyebrows raised, just looking for eclairs.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. All right. So you can see Jbird. He is back in the Dolphins cheerleading uniform again today and might be until New Year's. So we'll see how that all goes.
What if they don't win? What if they don't win at all this season? I mean, I have to the whole off season. I have to be dressed.
I don't know. I would think that, to be fair, it's pulling for him for the rest of the season. I mean, come on. Do you want to be wearing that thing in May?
My gosh, no. What have I done?
I would cap it at the end of the season, at the very least. I think you could do that, and that's December 29th would be the final game, and you never know. Maybe they'll win that against the Patriots.
You'll be,
Boo, Patriots. No.
you'll be rocking that thing on baby Jesus' birthday.
If the Dolphins lose.
Yeah, if they keep losing. So 4-1 Bills are up next. So we'll see what happens with that coming up. Dial into KVJ TV. It is up on YouTube right now. You can watch the KVJ show. Just search for it and plug in.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got in your mind today, Jbird?
I can't tell if I'm changing or if the cookie game is changing. I want to go through a few cookies here that I used to like, and now when I'm eating them in modern times, I feel like they've gotten smaller and they've gotten not nearly as good. They got a really terrible chemical taste to them. I know you guys don't eat a lot of cookies. In fact, I know you don't pretty much eat any cookies, but
I had a cookie yesterday.
if anybody out there in the cookie game knows these answers, for example, Famous Amos, they're terrible now. It tastes like chalk. They've really lost a step. Chips Ahoy, they've lost a step. Very hard, very dry.
Were they ever good, though?
No.
I see what you're saying, but they've gotten even worse since the 90s, man. They're,
Okay.
EL Fudge, the double stuffed, not very good. I've had all of these, by the way, in the last week or so. And even my Nutter Butter, I feel like they have lost a step. Am I changing, or is the cookie game changing? Are they doing something different with these cookies? I need answers.
I don't have them.
All right, never mind. What's on your mind, Virginia?
I know you better quit with them cookies if you want to keep fitting in your cheerleading outfit.
We finally
Maybe they're
got
doing you a favor.
we finally got done with the Snack King video, and so I was eating a lot of snacks during that time period. So I think that run is over for
You
me.
need to be a salad king now.
I need to be.
Well, I think what you're saying is that maybe, the mass-produced cookies, they're just starting to taste not as good. And that might be, everything today seems to be going to a craft, handmade, putting some love, some care into it. If we're going to do it right. If you're going to have a cookie, have a good cookie.
Thank you.
Like, there's nothing worse than getting calories and sugar and all that kind of stuff you shouldn't really get, and then it's not good.
I think, too, I might be a bit jaded because I usually go to the bakery at Publix and I get their chocolate chip cookies, and I do bakery stuff. So when you get that packaged crap, it really jumps out at you.
It does.
Maybe I was raised on packaged crap, and now as I've gotten a little bit more mature and refined, I have bakery cookies.
You look mature.
I'm doing great on
He's
that.
doing great. Catherine in the chat room said they took out a lot of the trans fats. Now there's some guidelines, and so maybe that has affect the flavors.
I'm a trans fat guy. I love it. I like the good stuff. I like the stuff that's bad for you.
I think too, like cost cutting has brought a lot of these recipes to where they're they're filled with stuff that's more affordable to make our products, but not necessarily better for us or taste better, but it makes it cheaper for these big companies to put out a lot of this packaged, mass-produced crap.
Notice the same thing happening in the chip game too. The chips are not as good. But then again, am I changing or are the chips changing?
I think the food processing is changing. People are just saying, that stick to your Publix bakeries, still got good cookies, and your Subway and some places like that. They're trying to make the stuff fresh.
Fresh is better. Fresh whole foods are better.
There is a battle for who makes the best chocolate chip cookie around these parts. There's a lot of good chocolate chip cookies out there.
Yeah, who's the best?
Subway, you got Jersey Mike's, you've got CR Chicks.
Does Doubletree still do those great chocolate chip cookies?
Yes, they're in the game.
Yeah.
Love them.
Okay.
I'm definitely leaving out some other places. I apologize.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
So I went to go see that movie, Hustlers, the one that's got Cardi B and Lizzo and J-Lo in it. Oh, it was terrible. I was so disappointed. I wanted it to be good. It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And I even heard some people saying, J-Lo could be nominated for an Oscar for her performance. I was like, ooh, an Oscar? I'm like, I got to go check this one out.
Who was saying that? Cardi B?
I don't know.
J-Lo.
But, oh, man.
A-Rod said that.
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie and the premise.
Wow, for you to say a movie's stupid, that's a
I know.
lot.
I wanted more Cardi B and I wanted more Lizzo. I wanted more fun. It just was dumb.
Don't you hate that when you know you made the grave mistake of picking a crappy movie in the theater and you're only 15 minutes in?
And then you're there. You're just stuck. You're just stuck. And
You've
you're
invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get up and leave.
I will. If there's been several movies I've left where if it's about 45 minutes in and I'm not feeling it, I start to get antsy.
My wife, she has because today's Columbus Day, so she's got today off, and so she was kicking around going to go see Joker, and so I'm like, I'm getting people's takes on it. Everybody says it's good. It's just dark. It'll knock you around a little bit.
Don't believe the media. Believe people who actually go and watch it. Don't believe the critics and the reviews. I'm done with critics and reviews. It's so biased. You're starting to see that on Rotten Tomatoes now, where the audience is having one reaction to a movie, and then the critics are having the other, and it's clear.
Well, the one thing I was wondering too, because I was talking to somebody, and they said that in Boynton they were carding kids, like you had to be 18 or they wouldn't let you in. And somebody was telling me that, and I told my wife, she's like, they can't do that. She's like, if you're a parent, and you want to bring a kid in a movie, you can bring the kid in a movie. I'm like, is that true? So can they play a hard, fast rule, or can parents always take a kid that's under 17 into a rated R movie.
They can. We've talked about this before. They're allowed to.
Yeah, because
it's the parents' discretion.
Because I said, really? I said, they wouldn't let me. He said, yeah, at the theater in Boynton. He said they were carding if they couldn't prove that they were at least 17, they wouldn't let them in, even with a parent. I'm like,
Well, I mean, it is a private establishment. They can choose who they want to let in and not let in.
yeah. Guess I was just like wondering. I was like, okay,
I've never heard of that.
Most places, though, will. I mean, if the parent's with them, you can bring your kid in a bar.
Yeah, but it's like, but the one thing I do know is like at a bar, like kids can't sit at the bar.
Right.
Yeah, they will hold you on that.
It could have been, too, an employee that went rogue, decided to do their own. No, you're not coming in here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you went to that theater and you had, say, a 14-year-old with you and like going, sorry, they got to be 17 to get in, and be like, no, you can't stop me from bringing in my 14-year-old. I'm an adult. That's my kid. Would you have a good fight, or could they just be like, nope, sorry, get away?
I don't know. Good question.
Yeah. I saw Joker. It made another $55 million over the weekend. Second straight week, it's number one. I guess for October, that's amazing. It's like the best ever.
They're thinking it's going to hit $1 billion.
Okay, all right. What I got on my mind, I love stories like this. This is so cool. Can you imagine if you would have lost Chewy, Jbird, and what you would do to continue to find him?
Oh, Kev.
Oh, I know. Gut-wrenching. That's why this story's amazing. And it happened to a woman in Boca Raton, Catherine Strang. She lost her dog Duchess in 2007.
Duchess.
Just up and gone, Virginia. And she kept looking for Duchess and wouldn't give up. And every single year, the fee would come up for Duchess's microchip. And, you know, that's really the best way to try to track a dog. And every single year, she kept paying the $15. She's like, I'm not giving up on Duchess. I'm going to find Duchess. Now, finally, 12 years later, Duchess popped up in Pittsburgh last week.
Duchess is still alive?
Duchess is still alive, and Catherine went to Pittsburgh to retrieve Duchess. I'm like, talking about commitment and not giving up. And then you got to wonder for even Duchess. Think about the dog's perspective, though. It's been 12 years. Does Duchess recognize Catherine? Is the dog like, oh, hey, who are you? Or
Did Duchess go to Pittsburgh for love? Why did he?
I think Duchess just wound out, and
It's a she.
Did she go for love?
I think Duchess just, got loose, and one person's like, oh, hey, starts feeding Duchess, and Duchess winds up in one home, and then, as people do in South Florida, they're always moving in and out, and they moved to Pittsburgh, and there goes Duchess.
After that many years, you think you're never going to see Duchess again.
12 years.
I was just watching a story about this missing person was gone for like 13 years, and they thought that they were dead, and 13 years later, they found them, and reunited with the family.
Wow.
But it's got to be weird, because you're not, like, picking right up. I mean, imagine that. If you're separated from your family and something happened, and then your life is going a different path for 12 years. I mean, imagine a dog. That is the majority of Duchess's life is going to be somewhere else. And now Duchess, all of a sudden, the age of 12, is back in a home that really for Duchess is going to be completely unfamiliar.
I think animals remember. I think Duchess will remember their owner, and they'll...
The house probably looking different. Maybe it's a different house.
What if Duchess didn't like Boca?
And that's why he went to Pittsburgh. I mean, he went really far.
The dog did move. I mean, talk about polar opposites.
Oh, I know.
Boca and Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
The dog wanted a more gritty real life. The dog didn't want
that
to
blue
be
collar living, not the...
Yeah, huge Steeler fan.
Not everybody wants to be a Boca bitch.
You're right.
That's what Duchess would have been.
You're right.
And
More
will be again.
Pittsburgh.
Dog went to Pittsburgh.
There you go. So, guess congratulations. I'm sure that's a great feeling for Catherine out there to find her dog after 12 years. Have you guys noticed your phone's acting a little bit weird?
Yes. Every morning, it's forcing me to do things I don't want to do.
Yeah, my phone the last 2 weeks has taken a turn south. The battery on Saturday, it went from 100% to 0 in 3 hours, and which it used to last most of the day. Now it's not lasting that long, and it's getting a little glitchy. And then I noticed yesterday I had to delete a whole, and you know me, I'm not a clutter guy at all. I had to go through and delete a whole bunch of stuff off my phone that said it was full.
Huh.
And I guess maybe it was apps. So I guess apps take up a lot of space. Apparently. So I had to go through and start brooming off some apps. So, I mean, I guess I cleaned it out. It's okay now. But
Was your kid putting a bunch of stuff on your phone? Because Rocco does that to my phone. I'll get it back, and there'll be like all these weird apps, and Talking Tom wants me to feed him.
There were some game things that were on there that I went through, and the cool thing about it is if you go into your phone, it'll tell you like how long it's been since you used an app, and if you're like, okay, it's been a while, you can just delete it and, punt it out. So he'd had some games and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. I don't know what it was. Kind of chalk it up more to the phone than anything else, but I did it, went through it. So, it's all kind of better. What are the apps that you need? They say, what is the average person uses only like 7 apps. I know last week we were going through like our top 7 apps, and you could tell it was amazing. Just each person on the show, it was so obvious what our apps were. Mine was sports stuff. Denny's had weed stuff on there. Suits had NASCAR stuff. Jbird, I think, had aliens or something.
No, I had all food. In fact,
oh, that's right. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
My top 5, we added texting in there, but if you took out texting, my top 5 would have been Grubhub. It would have been Uber Eats. It would have been delivery dudes, and the other one I do. I'll get those numbers back to you in a second. But yeah,
Hungry Girl.
DoorDash. Yeah,
DoorDash. All those. I saw this list. I guess this is handy if you're a mom. There are a lot of apps that are out there. Do you have any like mommy type apps that help you out, Virginia?
I do. I have the Every Parent app. It gives you all kinds of local tips, places to go, things to do with the kids.
Okay.
I got the Honey app. You know what that is?
No, what is Honey app?
Honey. So you put it on your phone, and then whenever you go to buy anything online, Honey syncs up with wherever you are. So if you're on eBay, or if you're on like the Walgreens app, or if you're on Amazon, if you're going to buy anything, Honey automatically will apply coupon codes that you may not know about or even think you're eligible for. Honey is a great app, and it's free.
Okay.
It automatically applies the coupon to your price, and you'll look at it. The other night, okay, for instance, I was ordering Domino's pizza for the kids on my phone.
You go thin or thick style?
The kids wanted pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
The pan, and then one of them wanted hand tossed. So
just a recommendation: thin barbecue style, dipped in blue cheese. Kind of an awesome thing from Domino's, as you were.
So I didn't even realize it, but there was a coupon code because of Honey. It automatically applied it and saved us $20.
What?
Off of our cost of our pizza.
Wow.
$20.
That's pretty good.
Just like poof.
All this talk about pizza and apps. I hear apps. I hear appetizer.
There's a couple apps that some people are saying. Keepy. We talked about this before. If you want to keep all your kids' creations but don't have any more fridge space or you don't want to hang them on the walls, the app is made to store their creations digitally with the option to print them out at the end of the school year. It's called Keepy. It's kind of handy.
Okay.
There's another one called Go Kid. It's a carpooling app that's designed with busy moms in mind. You can use the app to create carpools with families you already know and trust. Saying, hey, can we get, is there anybody that can take the kids to baseball or to whatever kind of kid function they got going on? So you can do that. They say Peanut is basically a Tinder for moms. It helps moms connect with other moms with similar interests in your area. So if you're looking for mommy-type friends.
Oh, okay. That sounds awful.
I can't tell if that's dirty or if that's sweet.
That sounds like very, very pure, actually.
Have you had it with men? Hook up with other moms.
Like, what is this app?
You guys are on the same page. You want the same things in life.
Have you heard of the app Sit or Squat, Virginia? If you're
Sounds sexy.
Is that the one, the bathroom near you?
If you're potty training or if you still have to tell your kid not to touch anything in the public restroom, it's Charmin's Sit or Squat app. It's a public restroom finder app.
Huh.
That's what they say. Other users rate public restrooms as either clean sit or dirty squat. That actually is probably good for about anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, sit or squat. You can find if it's a clean bathroom and what you got to do in that. There is also a childcare app for busy parents called Sitter City. You put in your babysitting childcare needs, and they will connect with matching sitters that have been vetted in your local area. So if you don't know anybody.
Vetted by who?
I know, that's a good question.
There's no way I'm getting a babysitter from an app.
You're not trusting Sitter City?
Never.
Might as well just go on Craigslist.
Yeah, right?
I think some people do that.
Go to creepyuncles.com and just grab one of those clowns.
And Trekkaroo, they say, helps parents find activities and places to visit that are kid-friendly and relies on reviews and ratings from other parents and covers destinations all across the world. So if you're always trying to find something new to do with the kids and you have run out of ideas, you can go to Trekkaroo. Apparently, we'll give you some ideas. Somebody asked, how do you spell the honey app, Virginia?
Honey, just like honey.
Simple, huh?
Honey. It's an orange icon, and you don't even have to do anything. Once you put it on your phone, it's on there, and it will sync up with stores like H&M, J. Crew, Walgreens, Ace Hardware, Nordstrom. Wherever you purchase stuff online, it automatically syncs it for you and saves you the money.
Okay. And a couple of thoughts here on the phone. Somebody said, you guys always bitch and complain every time a new iPhone comes out. Just go to Samsung. And somebody had the same problem. Their phone did an update a few days ago, and it's been a pain in the behind ever since. And somebody said, Kev, you can just get your battery replaced. It's so much cheaper, and I'm still using an iPhone 6 I bought like 5 years ago. Just got a new battery.
But part of our job description is the bitch and moan. It's part of our salary.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
And it's Monday. This is kind of the day where we really do bitch and moan.
Yeah.
People love it.
Call them out is going to be coming up. Have you ever noticed that some movies have these massive plot holes in them? And maybe you didn't realize it for a very long time. And then somebody's like going, hey, in that movie, why didn't he just do this? And you're going, yeah, I don't know. Why didn't he just do that?
I think about that a lot. Back to the Future is another one that I'm like, well, if he did it this way, things could have gone so different.
What would have changed in that movie, do you think?
His relationship with Doc Brown, I think he needed to investigate that a little bit. It was a little weird. I think that right off the bat.
Today's era, yes.
Why is he out with Doc Brown at midnight?
In the 80s, you could be a teenage boy and you could hang out with a much older man at his own personal home.
That alone would have changed the whole course of the movie.
Right.
Marty, get home. It's midnight.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like a movie Home Alone, which you've seen every Christmas and you see all the time, you don't think about, but people are like, why didn't Kevin McAllister just call the cops? He's a smart kid, and they say the phones were down at the beginning of the movie, but yet he calls for a pizza and gets that delivered. He could easily just have called the police and said, hey, I've got these guys who are trying to break in my house and kill me. And they would hopefully show up, or he could say, hey, look, my parents took off and they left me and I don't know where they are. I'm home alone.
He could have gone a different way, but here's my philosophy on that. He liked the fight. He didn't want his parents to come back. He didn't want the cops involved. He enjoyed taking down those burglars himself.
Well, it's a boring movie if he calls the cops.
Yeah, well, it's over in 10 minutes.
He's just carted off to DCF.
But you're right, though. If he calls the cops, it's an easy fix.
Somebody once brought up in The Dark Knight where they arrest the Joker, and they're like, he doesn't have any fingerprints. There's no DNA matches. Nothing's going on. We have no idea who he is. Somebody said, why don't they just wipe the makeup off his face, post his photo, and then surely somebody has interacted with him at some point, somewhere, and can say, oh, I know who that cat is.
Nothing annoys me more when they arrest somebody. For example, in Halloween, Michael Myers is arrested, and they keep his mask on. He's in the cell with his mask on. That's not going to happen. Come on.
In the movie The Hangover, they're like, yeah, Doug is up on the roof for that long. Why didn't he do anything else to get off the roof? I guess that one, you could have a debate on that, because I could see you're up there. How do you contact anybody? Tall building. What's he going to do? Start rappelling down the side of it with bed sheets? You know,
But
maybe that could happen.
You just stay there? Was he tied to anything? I don't know if he
No,
was.
he was just up there, and I think didn't he try to throw the bed off the side of the building to get some attention, and that didn't go very well. It's been years since I've seen it.
I kind of side with him. He didn't have to stay on top of that building. He could have got off of that thing.
But I don't know if I were Doug, how you would get down.
I got trapped on a roof one time. It's scary because I was up on, it was like a 10-story apartment building. It was during Mardi Gras. Me and my girlfriend had gone up there because it was the building she lived in. And we were going to go up there and get a bird's eye view of how cool the city looked. And the parade was going on down below. The door that we went up closed behind us and locked, and we had no idea that it locked like that. And seriously, we were stuck up there for like 3 hours. Nobody knew we were up there, and Nobody could hear us. You're yelling, and 10 stories down below during Mardi Gras, nobody even hears you.
Yeah, so what would you do? I mean, if you're locked on the roof of a building?
We had to start throwing things at people, specific people, and hitting them with things.
Right. Okay, now the obvious choice is you got your phone. But let's say you're up there, you do not have a phone on you, and you're locked up on top of a building.
We didn't. This was back in flip phone days.
It's over like 40 stories tall.
Oh my gosh, that's my worst nightmare. Is what? Feel how sweaty my hands are. Like you just talking about that story.
What would you do?
You had to throw things off the balcony. Oh my
Yes. We had to throw rocks off the roof to get the people's attention down below.
I think I would faint.
Hey, caught somebody in the head. Now all of a sudden you murdered somebody.
Right?
Yeah. That's a tough place to be in Virginia.
Worst nightmare ever.
Somebody had said something about these 2 Disney movies are plot holes. What do you think about this, Virginia? I know you're a big Disney fan. The Little Mermaid signing a contract and losing her voice so she couldn't communicate with Prince Eric. Somebody said, write a note. You have flawless writing, and you composed a song with a full aquatic orchestra.
Yeah, you can't write a note?
Yeah, she could have wrote a note.
I mean, we're making it harder on ourselves, Ariel.
Okay, with Beauty and the Beast, how did Disney not catch the age difference? The flower lasts until his 21st birthday. The candle says they've been rusting for 10 years. She cursed an entire castle's worth of people because an 11-year-old was selfish or superficial or whatever it was.
11 is a 10-year deal. He's only 11 when all that went down?
He would have been in elementary school.
Come on, Disney.
Have you thought about that with Beauty and the Beast?
I had never thought about that.
Your mind just got blown on a Monday. How about that?
Okay.
Seems a little inappropriate.
You do the math, yeah.
Somebody said in Home Alone, in defense, I think one of the bad guys shows up at the beginning in a cop security uniform, so he thinks that the cops wouldn't come help if it was a cop robbing his house.
Well, then call your neighbor. Call your friend.
Well, he's afraid of the neighbor. Remember, the neighbor was the old man.
Tell the pizza people. Tell you. I'm just saying, you can't call somebody Kevin McAllister.
Okay, so there you go. So people are defending that, saying Home Alone does not have a plot hole in it.
It does, though.
They're saying it does not because he thought that the cops were in on it. So there you go. You got Usher having a birthday today. You believe he's 41 years old now. There you go, Usher Raymond.
You ever see The Faculty with him?
No, I've not. Is it good?
Underrated movie.
Usher was in Hustlers, the movie.
Oh, he was?
It was so silly.
Was it?
Yeah. He comes walking through the club, and everybody's like, oh, it's Usher, it's Usher.
Yeah.
Oh, he played as himself?
He played himself.
Okay, that could be corny.
It was corny. That's the best word to describe it, actually. The whole movie, it was just corny.
Just corny and terrible, huh?
There's parts of it I liked, but for the most part, Hustlers was corny.
You went with Panda?
No, I actually made the mistake of taking Mags.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
So me and Mags thought it was going to be like Cardi B and Lizzo and fun. I kept saying, Mags, hide your face, because there was parts of the movie that she could not see. Oh, it was bad.
Was it rated R?
Yeah, it was terrible.
You were allowed to get your kid in there, rated R?
There was nobody in the theater but us.
Really?
Yeah, and I made her look away from the movie about 30% of the movie.
Look away.
She didn't get to watch.
Rocco was there too, but he's on Snapchat. Well, I got to say also happy birthday to one of our KVJ Nationers in Detroit, Motor City Mongo, having a birthday today. Also, happy birthday, Jessica. You're a great physical therapist and great friend from Cassie, Dav, Sam, and Dolly Doo. Also, my Princess Elise, happy 9th birthday. You're an amazing beauty baby girl. Love mommy, bruddy, daddy, nanny, and Nene. Also, happy 6th birthday to Callie Ray from Mommy, JJ, and Ty. Hunter's having his 2nd birthday from Mommy, Daddy, Nana, Pop, and Grandpa. Got a photo there of Hunter on KVJ TV if you're watching on kvjshow.com or on YouTube. Also, shout out to my pumpkin, Dalton Charles Corbett. Was the big 18 legal on Sunday from Mom, Dad, and Michaela, Chloe, Royale, and Misty. So there you go. Big ol' happy birthday there to you. All right, you've got 5 more chances to pick up $5,000. You got all through this week with the KVJ 5K triple play. And we've got Susan on here from Royal Palm who picked it up on Friday. Hello, Susan.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
I bet you are. What a great way to start a weekend, huh? By winning $5,000 in cash?
But I was actually on my way to my daughter's the rehearsal dinner because she and my new son-in-law got married Saturday.
Wow.
And I called in on the way, and I was really shocked and amazed as I told them, you guys just paid for half of my wedding.
Oh, that's so nice. How cool is that?
Oh, it's fabulous. It really is. You guys are the best.
So you just kind of casually just dialed in and you're call number 9. That's what worked for you, huh?
Well, I listen to you guys from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You're in my office all day.
Aww.
Everyone who comes in knows we're listening to you all day. You bring me to work. You work with me all the time. I listen all the way home. And I was listening, and I got in the car, and I said, well, this is the third song. Well, let me try when it's done. And I just kept hitting that redial and was really floored. It's absolutely amazing because it couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And listening to your station for 30 years, you guys are, it's just amazing.
Well,
amazing.
Fantastic. Well, we're so happy that you've been with us for so long, Susan, and couldn't happen for a more deserving person. And you tell your daughter congratulations from us, okay?
Well, thank you so much. And you guys just keep doing well.
Okay.
And stay on there. You keep me entertained and happy. And
good. Well, that's what we're trying to do. Very nice. Well, Susan, thank you so much, and have a great Monday, okay?
Thank you, you too.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, she was adorable.
So she just casually called in after the third song on Friday because Carrie sent in a call out for me, and I would put this with the calls, but I'll put it right here. She said, I want to call out Kevin on Friday afternoon around 4:30. The 3 triple play songs played. I kept calling and calling while the last song was playing, and finally she answered. I got so excited. I said, am I calling number 9? She said, no, you have to wait to call in after the third song is finished. I told her, well, Kevin always said to call in right when you hear the third song begin. Which is it, Kevin? She agreed that I should call you out. She said that she's had this same problem now for 3 weeks because you keep telling everybody to call in immediately. To me, why not
get in there?
Yeah, why not get in there?
You'll never win if you wait till the very end of that song. You're just not gonna. You're giving the right advice, by the way.
I feel like
you are.
Yeah, go on ahead and harass the people here. That's their job. Answer the dang phones. Find caller number 9. I say go for it.
I would call as soon as I heard that third song because I'd be like, I want to get in.
That's kind of what I think too. Now I don't know. I don't have the secret sauce on doing this. I'm just like everybody else trying to figure out how you win too. But
we're not here when it happens. Usually, we don't even see it.
That's just my suggestion. Okay, can you make a strong argument one way or the other? Which would be worse, an alien invasion or a zombie apocalypse?
This is a tough question because I think the alien has potential of completely wiping us out as a species, while I think we could take down the zombies. But I also think the aliens could be a good thing for humanity. It depends on what the aliens want to do. We know the zombies want to eat our brains. We know they're terrible.
Yeah.
Aliens, we don't know.
But we've got to go with the fact that the aliens are here in the worst kind of way, like Independence Day. They are here to basically steal all of our resources, use what we have, and then move on.
It's not even close.
We're not a part of the
plan. An alien invasion is way worse than a zombie. We even talked about going out into the water. You can get away from zombies.
Yeah.
If aliens tried to take over and it was just like War of the Worlds, we are screwed. We're gonna have nukes in the air. I mean, it's gonna be devastating.
I took the kids to the arcade last night. Do you know there's a game called The Walking Dead? There's like a video game. You sit in it and you have to fight the zombies.
Yeah, Kev, 2009 call. They want their story back.
Horrifying game. Horrifying.
Virginia.
All these zombies are coming at you.
You're a little late to the dance.
I don't go to the arcade much.
Virginia.
It's so lifelike.
So lifelike.
These zombies, they're ruthless. They just don't give up.
The only things I think would be tough about like the zombies and which would make it worse, the aliens, you can unite humanity behind that cause to fight the aliens. But think about this. I mean, imagine if poor sweet Denny's gets turned into a zombie. And here he is at your door, Jbird, and he's coming through, and you've got a shotgun, and it's going to take a blast to zombie Denny's in the head.
Boy, you thought he moved slow before.
I mean, could you do that? Could you pull a shotgun on zombie Denny's?
Yes, because zombie Denny's isn't real Denny's.
Okay.
Denny's is dead at that point. He's gone. Sweet Miho has sailed.
So
now, now we got it. I would have no problem killing zombie Kev.
Yeah.
Definitely no problem killing zombie Virginia.
Oh,
I know.
May already be there.
Oh, you'd be the most obnoxious zombie ever.
yeah, I would be tricky to kill. I'd be the only zombie that moves fast.
Although some zombies do move fast. There's a Night of the Living Dead Part 2. It's all about zombies. They sprint in that one, which is really horrifying. A sprinting zombie.
What do you think would be tougher to deal with if we had a zombie apocalypse or all of the animals on planet Earth got together and turned on mankind?
Easy. Animals. If animals decided to say, humans, we're not taking this anymore. We are so screwed from the microscopic level to the big level.
And they all said, you know what? The real problem is humans.
Beat birds in general. If all of the birds in the world got together and just said, today's the day, we're turning on everybody, we don't stand a chance.
Do you think the animals take us out faster than aliens?
Debatable.
Okay.
I love this debate, though.
All right.
Do you want to come over later at my place and continue this at the podcast? I'd love to have you.
Just don't do it if we know they're going to be drug testing.
What do you mean? Who's drug testing?
Work?
No, they're not. Kevin, say that. You guys
I don't know what happened. The entire show just failed. So weird.
So philosophical.
Yeah.
Why is Denny's trembling all of a sudden?
Zombie Denny's in there. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, it's time for a round of Think Fast.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
On a Monday.
Who
Yeah.
won it last week? The witch did.
Yes, you did.
It's October. It's my month.
It is. Why are you not wearing black? It's very disrespectful.
Uh-huh. See? Keeping you on your toes.
Okay. All right, can the witch retain the Think Fast cap, or will it go to Jbird or Zombie Denny's? We'll find out coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, you ready to think fast?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Quick little round here. Virginia, Jbird, and Denny's. Hopefully that mind is cranking here today.
Denny's isn't walking.
Denny's, come on.
Got to get Zombie
Get in
Denny's
here.
in here.
Zombie Denny's.
Put down your brains and get in here.
More weed.
Yeah, brains is code word for weed.
He tangled himself all up in his wires.
Tough day starting off, and if you're not watching Kvj TV, you'd be missing the fact that Jbird's still flossing that Miami Dolphins cheerleader uniform. He put it on Friday, thinking the Dolphins would be inspired to get a win over another winless team, the Washington Redskins.
It was so close.
It was. They went for two at the end of the game, and the Dolphins didn't get it, and they lost 17-16.
It's like they knew and they wanted to mess me up. I swear.
Yeah. And the sad thing, that really was the game of the entire year they were really supposed to win. They're going to be the underdog in every game here on out.
We just got to take this moment by moment, one day at a time.
Yeah, well, I mean, if things don't go your way, you're going to be wearing that cheerleader uniform all the way through Christmas, right before New Year's.
I mean, we're talking about cocktails and karaoke. We're talking about your trip to Oregon to go to your sister's.
I have 2 trips in November that I really do not want to be wearing this Dolphins outfit for.
Yeah.
Come on, Finns.
Somebody had the suggestion we need to get you down the field. Maybe you can get down there with the regular cheerleaders. That'd be kind of fun, huh?
Oh, I'm sure they'd love it.
I'm sure they would, too.
I'd love to be a part of it. The last time I was with the Dolphin cheerleaders, I severely hurt my leg permanently.
You were trying to show off and stretch in front of the hot girls.
I was
that's
trying to
right,
show
yeah.
off for y'all to make you laugh. I was not.
Yes.
I was not trying to seduce the cheerleaders. I was trying to make y'all laugh.
First of all, you were drunk.
Well,
I wasn't. You were trying to show off to the cheerleaders.
I was trying to make you laugh. Get out of here. That's my problem. Trying to make you goons laugh all the time.
Okay, here we go. Virginia, Jbird, Denny's, think fast. So it's going to help me grade this. The first and best answer is going to get the point here. All right, here we go. This is the first one. Did Jbird just throw down his headphones?
He did. He did.
Well, I'm going to do a jump every time I get one right. Look out, Denny's.
Okay. All right. First one. It starts with the letter C and is a type of food that might have holes in it.
Cheese.
Hold up!
Virginia. The champ is in first. She's in fast.
I'm going to do a jump after every one I get right, Kevin.
Oh, you are? Okay.
You better watch out because you might fart accidentally.
Yay.
She's a different kind of cheerleader. She's a little dirty.
Okay. Next up, think fast. It starts with the letter P and is a type of meat you might find in a taco.
Prosciutto.
Oh!
I think Virginia got it.
Pastrami tacos?
Prosciutto.
Pork.
Virginia.
We said pastrami and prosciutto. Those didn't fly.
Yeah. Pastrami tacos? I never had that.
I don't know.
I'll make you one.
Okay, here we go. Virginia is up 2-0
Oh, my God.
over Jbird.
Oh, wait, I forgot to do my jump.
Don't do that because I think I just saw something.
I am not wearing special cheerleader pants.
I know.
Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. This is getting serious for Jbird and Denny's. Virginia's running away with it.
Prosciutto.
Think fast. It's a type of boat that starts with the letter G.
Glass bottom.
Oh my gosh.
Glass bottom?
That does
We
work.
can go with that, yeah.
G.
Giant?
Gondola?
I don't know, Denny's. A little home cooking up in here.
Yeah. Okay.
Giant would work.
All right, let's see. We got to get a giant boat.
They make them just for giants.
Yeah.
Big market.
All right.
I mean, your skirt is around your waist, you slut.
Okay, with the language. Stop tearing down other women.
That's no lady.
That is no lady.
Yeah. No lady.
She's rude.
She's got her legs crossed now. Okay, Jbird Denny's, you got to get in here. Virginia's going to run away with this.
I mean, this is so.
Could be the last one. All right, here we go. Think fast. Kids might use this word that starts with the letter M to make a necklace.
Monster! Macaroni!
Macaroni.
Shoot, get this on camera. Woo!
All right. Jbird stays alive. Denny's is eliminated.
Go fight!
Okay.
First thing he yelled was mushroom. Ironically, that's what almost came out when you did your jump.
All right, here we go. Next up. It starts with the letter F, and though it's made of leather, it is sometimes referred to as a pigskin.
Football.
Virginia with the win.
It hurt the win!
Oh. Look at that. Just, that's tough. And ironically, he's wearing a football cheerleader's uniform.
Slicing and a dicing, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's not my day. Not my week.
Not your month.
Not my year.
Okay, I bet you need to call out here today. Any kind of bad behavior that you have seen people do. Kind of a PSA to let them know, be like, hey, okay, we see you. Stop it. People are watching and noticing.
I sound like a broken record, but from my window, I have two different windows from the second story where I'm at, and I'm right by the dog area where everyone walks their dogs. And people, they don't even realize you're watching them.
Yeah.
And they are just letting these dogs just take dumps everywhere. They look around to see if anyone's looking, and they can't tell you're looking at them. I mean, this one dog looks like Marmaduke, just pooping all over the place. They never pick it up. So many people do that.
You need to get a bullhorn and have a little fun.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I see you, and then hide.
Pick up your dog poop.
Where's your baggie?
Yeah.
Your dog just left a log on the walking trail.
But it's
Call him up with their outfit. Man in the blue shorts.
That's a great idea. It's a problem. I would say 30% of the dog owners at least don't do it. They just let the dogs just poop all over the place.
Video that with a bullhorn, that'd be funny.
It seems like anymore, and I love this. To me, I think it should be more widespread, where when your dog goes to the vet, you get a little DNA sample, and then anybody can go around, whatever the community, and you can just have DNA samples and send them in, and there should hopefully be a database that'll match it all up, and then just, even if they don't live in your community, you can send them a bill, for cleaning it up.
The ones that hide, they're not even the ones that I'm annoyed with. It's the ones that look you in the eye as their dog. Not only are they looking you in the eye, their dog is looking you in the eye as they're squatting and taking a dump. And like, sorry, I'm not going to clean it up. I'm going to keep walking around. Those are the ones that really annoy me.
I hear you. It's the ultimate in rude.
They're terrorists.
They are. They're dog poop.
Because then you want to go walk that same path with your dog, and I know sometimes you're barefoot.
I can't be there. There's no way I could be barefoot there. It's a trail of poop.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not just dogs. We got Hannah with a column out here today. She emailed in, said, I need to call out my boyfriend Henry for not flushing the toilet, and I have to find his quote-unquote mess later when I go into the bathroom.
Oh.
Are there any tips on how to train him to flush the toilet? Please help me.
I mean, Henry, are you not checking your work? Are you not holding
That's really, yeah. I mean, that's very startling. If you ever walk in on that, you're just like, I mean, it honestly, it shakes me. It takes a while for me to get over it. Oh, it's just, I'm jarred for a good couple hours. It's tough.
It's not a cool move, man.
No, it's not a cool move at all.
Gotta watch it go down.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a panda turd, and I don't want to.
Good.
That is one thing that husbands and wives and spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends, you should never see what your mate leaves behind.
Well, it's the signature of a monster is what it is. It is. You're living with a monster at that point.
Do you just not notice? Do you just not care?
So some toilets, they don't flush all the way and you have to hold it down until it goes down. But if that's the case,
you stand there and you stand guard.
You have to.
Until the bowl is cleared.
Mm-hmm. Was that a boyfriend doing that?
That was a boyfriend. It was
not even a husband? Not even by law?
Yeah, it was a boyfriend.
Well, he's not going to be a boyfriend for long.
You're right. You
don't marry that guy.
You got to think about marrying that person.
I think you dump him.
Oh. Okay, we got a couple column outs here for the Dolphins. Somebody texted in, said, I'm calling out the Miami Dolphins for losing by 1 point yesterday. Why would you go for the 2 points knowing that you aren't going to get it? Come on now.
They thought they were going to get it.
Yeah, I think they did.
I actually couldn't believe they were going for it. I thought they were definitely going to try to tie it and try to win in overtime. I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. So I hate the call. You could argue that you could call it the execution, which is terrible.
Well, I videotaped it live as I was watching it. So I saw it in real time.
That's how I saw it. I saw your post. Yeah.
I see the guy drop the ball. I'm like, I start swearing, like, son of a bee, son of a bee. I was so mad.
Well, you know what's tough is the NFL package is on DirecTV. And that's kind of like a call 'em out. I was like at a bar yesterday, and I don't know what it was. There was only thunderstorms over Delray yesterday. The stadium is completely blue and sunny and gorgeous and nice. I'm like, I mean, it was like hurricane force winds and rain in Delray Beach. And of course, whenever that happens, there's no game.
So you were in a bar trying to watch it?
There's no game. Couldn't watch it.
It wasn't on local TV, the Dolphins game?
The guys only had the DirecTV stuff. Yeah, they couldn't switch it over.
Oh.
That was just tough. So we're just sitting there looking at each other.
Oh, and you went there.
I can't believe the bar doesn't have DirecTV and cable.
There was a couple things about this bar. In fact, it was kind of odd. My wife's been wanting to check out this bar. She's like, "Oh, let's go see what it looks like." So we had a little bit of time. So we walk in, and first of all, there's no one else in there. And there's one bartender, and you make eye contact. He's like, "Oh, welcome." You can see.
Please come in,
people.
Please,
yes.
Your friends, call them.
So we walk in, make eye contact with this guy. I'm like, "Oh!" Immediately, you want to just turn around and run out. And you feel bad, but he's so excited that you're there.
Aww.
And I'm like, do you guys have the game? He's like, yeah, but DirecTV. He's like, oh, we can't get it. It just, and so it was a glitchy frame thing, and it's been like 2 quarters since it's been updated. So we're just sitting there. I'm like, going, okay, well, can I get a beer? He's like, yeah. He's like, none of our keg beers working. He's like, we do have this one beer in a can. It was like Schlitz. I'm like, no. I'm good. So,
Why did your wife want to check this place out?
we just, we like checking places out to find out if it's a hit or miss.
It's a miss.
She was able to get one glass of wine, so I sat there and watched her drink her glass of wine and stared at glitchy TV. It was tough.
What a low budget moment.
Oh,
Terrible.
It really was tough.
That's when you leave a 10 spot on the bar and you just punt.
Oh, it was. No, and I only had cash because the credit card machine wasn't working. And of course, it was like 10 and change, and all I had was 5s.
Oh.
And the guy was taking forever. I'm like, just keep it. Got a $5 tip. It was, it's a tough day. Somebody else said, I want to call out the Dolphins for charging $50 for parking. Parking costs more than 2 tickets.
$50
That's
to park?
insane.
And that's how they said.
Is that real? Is that like special VIP parking?
I don't know, Virginia. I don't know.
Was it a good
Thankfully, I
crowd?
haven't been to the stadium for a while.
I mean, if that's the price to park, I won't be going.
Was there a lot of people there? I didn't see. I just saw the last couple minutes of the game.
I saw some pictures that people posted.
I don't know. I only saw a blue glitchy screen. I have no clue.
There was a lot of empty seats.
Was there?
Yeah. My friends were posting pictures, and every seat around them was empty.
Everybody was giving me updates left and right. Bird, not looking good. Like whether it was text, Twitter, Facebook, Bird, this is not looking good for you. So I stopped watching the game. So I'll just watch the last quarter, like the last couple of minutes. They might win this thing. The Dolphins are going to win this thing.
Yeah.
No.
And people were texting in, want to call out the Yankee-Astro game last night. Went way late for this result in extra innings.
Here's a fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This game is over. Correa ends it. Series is tied in a game apiece.
The Astros wound up winning. Yankees fans stayed up way late last night, and they're very tired and extra grumpy today.
Oh, forget about it.
Mm-hmm. So people are calling out Fortnite. Somebody texted in and said, Kev, did your son get caught up in the Fortnite black hole like my son did yesterday? I was watching some videos yesterday, and I guess Fortnite shut down the video game.
Really?
And it was just nothing but like a black hole. And I was looking at some videos, in fact, one kid who, I'd have some problems with. He's about me, my son's age, 11 or 12, got so upset the game shut down, started punching his TV and cracked his flat screen.
Oh.
I'm like, you be done, dude. And then people were laughing, all the Fortnite players be like, hey, they took all your money for all this stuff, and then they shut down. So I asked my son about it. He said apparently, they shut down for 24 hours, and I guess a new game's coming back today or tomorrow or something like that. So I don't know what it was, but a lot of people apparently were not aware of that.
Virginia seems really into the story, Kev.
I'm so glad Mag stopped playing that game. She only played it for like a couple of months when her friends were playing it, but I think a lot of kids jumped off the Fortnite bus.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I'm like, well, maybe they just shut down for good, but apparently not. So let me see. Got shout out a lot of call-em outs for driving. I want to call out the jerk who completely stopped in the middle of the road from going 50-plus mile an hour, causing me to slam on my brakes, causing my caliper to seize and ruining my Saturday plans. Okay. Somebody else wants to call out the kids at the Jbird movies who were movie hopping, and then they were in our seats and tried to fight us that they were theirs. Okay. Very nice. Let me see. Other call-em-outs we got here today. Somebody said, if you guys haven't done the call-em-out yet, I need to call out my friend with benefits who called me at 2 a.m. Friday night to come over and didn't even make a move and just sat on his couch playing video games.
That's annoying.
I mean, come on. Why am I here?
Why did I make the trip?
Yes. And let me see. We also got a call-em-out here for all the a-holes driving Priuses today.
All of them?
I don't know.
They're all jerks?
I don't know. Apparently so. Apparently I got something against the Priuses. I want to call out the guy that was wearing so much cologne at the Broward Center yesterday. He made everybody sitting around him ill. Why do people wear so much cologne?
Because sometimes it doesn't hit everybody the same way. If I put a lot of cologne on, it gets off my body quick. My brother's the opposite. If he puts the same cologne on, it sticks to him. It's weird. I think it's all about body chemistry. But then again, I think I'm just making up stuff. I don't know.
I can't be trusted. I'm wearing a woman's cheerleading outfit.
Yeah, you're right.
A youth cheerleader. It's not even a woman. It's just a kid's.
It's a youth extra large.
Yeah, my fat butt can fit in it, too.
They don't sell Dolphins cheerleading costumes to grown-ups because they don't want anybody going in there like a poser.
Ruining their good name.
Exactly. So you can only buy kids' sizes. That's why yours is a little tight, sweetie.
I got to get some pom-poms. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
Other movie issues, calling out the 3 women that wouldn't stop talking through the entire movie of Hustlers on Friday night. # rude as hell. According to Virginia's review, though, maybe she did you a favor.
The movie was just corny.
Call out the movie.
It was cheesy. It was corny.
Mm-hmm. My husband used to take pictures of his poo in the toilet and send them to me and others in his phone.
Okay, well.
Oh, that's not right.
That's next level.
Is he from Okeechobee? Nothing against the good people of Okeechobee. I'm just asking a question.
I don't think it's a Chobe thing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it is always good to call out the good as well when it happens, and I thought this was a fantastic story to bring light of, especially somebody here in the community. Andrew Levy found out that more than 400 kids in the Jupiter area couldn't afford their school lunches and thought about how hard it would be to have been in school and to have to go hungry in class. So he met with the school district, Palm Beach County, to pay off the $944.34 in student lunch debt. And now he started a fundraising page so he can raise money every quarter to help keep lunch debts paid down.
I love that.
County. Yeah.
In California, they just passed a law that kids are not allowed to be shamed anymore. They have to give them lunches, even if the parents haven't paid up their debt. Because what they were doing is they were shaming kids and then not feeding them the same lunch that everybody else was given. They were giving them like a piece of, like a jail meal.
Yeah, that's when Palm Beach County right now, students aren't denied lunches at school, but they will get a sandwich instead of the regular entree.
That's what we would get back at Lake Park Elementary. If you forgot your lunch or you didn't have lunch, they gave you this peanut butter and honey sandwich with milk, and it was outstanding.
It actually sounds good.
It had that 1980s white bread, really bad for you. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, they say the lunches in Palm Beach County schools cost $2.05 in elementary schools, $2.30 in the middle and high schools. And even though his donation made a huge impact for students in Jupiter, Palm Beach County still has a total of about $51,000 in outstanding school lunch debt. So he's hoping to get that paid down and let kids all get the same lunch if they should choose so.
I think if the parents can't afford it, we should figure out some way to get sponsors and donors and subsidize it. Now, if the parents can afford it and they're not paying it, that's another story.
Sure.
If the school board is listening, please hear my plea. Bring back super sliced pizza for these kids. It was big back in the 80s. People loved it. It was delicious. Super sliced pizza needs to make a comeback. Can I get an amen?
They don't have that anymore, huh?
Amen. I don't think they do.
You don't know, though. They might.
Super slice. We've talked about it before.
The square pizza?
No, super sliced pizza. Super sliced pizza was a regular size pizza, but it was bigger than your average size in elementary school. You'd pair that with the salad bar. Oh, I'm making my mouth water.
You made your own mouth water.
Thinking about 1988 pizza.
And honey sandwiches.
Yeah, I think we were deprived of that. I'm not sure I ever got the supersize.
Oh, man, yeah, you probably didn't in Ohio. I think it was a SoFlo thing.
Yeah.
We only had square pizza.
Yeah.
We also had the Mexican pizza. We've talked about that before. That was the Cadillac of school lunches. The Octagon Mexican pizza. If you grew up in this area, you know what the hell I'm talking about.
Was it on a taco shell?
No, it looked like it was a pizza. It had a little bit of an orangey kind of feel to it, like with the cheese. It had a taco,
okay.
Like a taco meat sauce. Oh,
Yeah.
It was so good. And then you would dip it in ketchup. Oh, man, I'm loving going down memory lane.
It's good stuff, huh?
Diet starts tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So a nice positive call out. Okay. A lot of people feeling Jbird on that Mexican pizza. That you're talking about. It was so good.
Call in. Tell me about it. I'd love to hear you speak about Mexican pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, I never ate school lunch except for Mexican pizza. Amen, Jbird.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And it's also known as the tostada as well.
Okay.
Brant in the chat room, let me know. It's the tostada bird. We back at Lake Park Elementary, it was the tostada, but we also called it the Mexican pizza.
And in Broward, you get a cheese sandwich and fruit if you don't have funds for lunch.
Now, here's my question, Broward. Is the cheese melted? Or are you just throwing some cold-ass cheese?
Probably cold-ass cheese, yeah.
Give me peanut butter and honey.
They give you a prison meal so that you feel the pain, but it should not be punishing the children. It's not their fault. It's their parents' fault.
What if the kid keeps leaving the money on the drawer and it is the kid's fault? There's a thing in baseball. If the kid forgets the glove, the kid doesn't use the glove.
I don't know. I feel like it's the parents' fault.
Okay.
Can't you deposit money into an account these days and it's like in your
I
school
think there
account?
is, yeah.
It's not like back in our day when you had a bunch of change and you put it in your pocket, and it's just not like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a school account.
Somebody said all parents have to do, too, is apply for free and reduced meals. The school board makes it really easy.
Thank you.
So there you go.
They still got salad bars? Do they have salad? Does Mags ever talk about, or Cannon talk about the salad bar at school?
I don't believe they do it. He's in elementary.
That we had in elementary.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so.
4th grade was when you got the right to
know.
get your salad. It was like your driver's license. 4th grade was big deals.
He packs a lunch.
Yeah, Mags won't eat the school lunch. She's all diva. She eats her own lunch that she packs.
Do you know what Cannon brings to lunch?
I see it. His grandmother makes it for him, and so it looks like it's a bunch of chips and things, and
snacks and crap.
I don't get the deep dive on it.
4 mayonnaise tomato sandwiches is what I'd always get. Would get Thrifty made. There was the low budget Kool-Aid. It's where you would get it at. I think it's the generic for Winn-Dixie. My mom loved getting Thrifty made because you get 50 of them for 20 cents.
Whoa!
The little packets.
Okay,
it's a bargain.
It was a bargain. Then low budget Cheetos, not the real Cheetos.
Oh really?
Yeah, the generic
Fritos.
Chewies.
Yeah, I'd always get the low budget Cheetos.
Somebody else texted and said I was the reason that they had to ban the Bosco cheese sticks in a small town in Ohio in elementary school because I choked on them in lunch, and the lunch monitor had to give me the Heimlich. They thought they were dangerous for kids, so they got rid of them after me.
Wow,
that's gonna follow you around too. That story.
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, if kids love the cheese sticks and you're the reason why they don't have it, oh yeah, that's gonna be some tough stuff to have to live down. Do you have a dating rule? Is there anything where you say, look, I just would not click no way with somebody who does this or somebody who does that? Or if they would do this on a date, there's no chance they would get a second date?
Yeah, I think we all got rules, right?
I think so, yeah. That's why it was kind of interesting, some of the responses we got. We asked on Facebook, what is your personal dating rule that you have?
If you're mean to people in the service industry, you're rude and you talk down to them, that's automatic. But that's friend, that's girlfriend, that's whatever. Mm-hmm. That's a rule. That if you're on a date and you see that, I'd be like, ah.
Some of the rules that people dropped on our Facebook page. Kelly said, never date the family member or friend of an ex. Never date the ex of a friend or family member, and keep away from the ones your friends and family members are into, even if that person will never be into them back.
There's a lot there to process. There is so many rules.
It's basically if anybody is into any of your friends or family, then they're off limits immediately. Or if any of your friends or family are into anybody, they're off the table immediately, which is kind of interesting.
Well, it's a good way to avoid drama. I see what they're saying. Yeah. I mean, look, do you, but just know that if you start dating somebody that you were close with at one point and they were close with somebody else, there's going to be some drama. It's just the way it goes.
Alexandria said, rules for dating, you have to have a job, car, and no kids. That was her standards that she had. Lexi said, if the person you're with makes you feel anything less than special and important, they're not the one. So no chance. So if they ever belittle you or don't make you feel like you are the best thing on planet Earth, don't waste your time. And if he cries more than me, it's a no-go. Lexi's 2 rules on dating.
Another pet peeve is when someone's going to tell you how many guys so many guys like me. Oh my God, this guy hit on me. You won't believe it. Oh my gosh. And that's all they ever talk about is how many people that are into them. That's an annoying pet peeve. I can't deal with it.
Is it exhibiting low self-esteem or is it just
it doesn't matter. It's either, I don't care. I don't have time to figure it out. It's annoying.
Okay.
It's somebody trying to all the guys want me.
It's bad form. I don't know. You don't have to constantly tell somebody you're always desired and wanted.
Kira Dad said, I need somebody that's a minimum of 3 to 4 inches taller than I am. That is her rule. If you're not, then not a chance.
Got to be affectionate, but that's more of a dating thing. I don't know. Are you saying on a date or just dating in general?
She said that whomever the guy is, he's got to be 3 to 4 inches taller.
Well, I'm asking for the question of the bit. Is it just one date, or is it a pet peeve or a thing of dating?
I think it's your personal dating rule. It's like you would not go out with a person, even start a date, if somebody asked you out and you were taller than them. If you're carry dads, you'd be like, no, I'm okay. I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, if I knew someone was that affectionate, I'd be like, I don't think this is going to work out.
Mm-hmm. Evelyn said, my rule is always take your own car.
It's a good rule.
That's a great rule.
I wish you had that for the ocean. Always take your own boat.
Always go meet somebody. Don't let somebody come pick you up the first few dates. Yeah, I don't like it.
Really? You think that's a good rule to have these days?
I do. I think it's just another little layer of safety. And then that way, if you don't like him or if he's creepy, he doesn't know where you live.
Never trust or date a Monica who's 50 minutes late and lies about why she's late. Don't trust her.
Okay, that's a personal dating rule.
Very specific rule, but...
It sounds personal.
Amanda says, if he can fit in my pants, he's not getting into my pants.
He can't be smaller than her.
Okay. So, yes, he's got to, I guess...
I kind of agree with that one. Like, you want a man to be a man. You don't want to be bigger than your man, because then you're like, I'm bigger than him. It's weird.
All right.
Depends on what you're into.
He's supposed to protect you, be like strong and big, and you're supposed to be like, oh, I need you to protect me.
What about, okay, in the beginning, new, constant belching out loud, bah, constantly. That can be a pet peeve.
For a lot of people, yeah. If you come off too gross.
Too soon, you can be gross because we're all gross.
Too gross, too soon.
Yeah.
That usually is a personal dating rule for a lot of people. Nat said, I'm 20 and I never bang a guy I think might be boyfriend material before the 5th date. But if I think they're hot, but I know we wouldn't work out, I might just bang them on the first day and then be done with it.
Interesting. Interesting philosophy.
Really?
I don't disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I see what she's saying.
Okay.
If he's just a boy toy, who cares?
How do you know? Sometimes things can work. Sometimes.
We know.
Okay.
We know within about 30 seconds of talking to you if we're going to sleep with you, and if you're a boy toy, and if you're a serious long-term commitment. We know.
See, but you're speaking for every woman, and I just don't think that's true for every woman.
Most of us do.
Okay. Virginia knows the answers to everything.
Another text, this kind of goes against the other one we'd had about take a car wherever you go. Text says, always pick up the girl on the first date, and if she doesn't let you, she's hiding something, or she's way too guarded or jaded.
That is so not true. That guy sounds like a stalker, and he probably has bodies under the porch.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that guy.
Dude, do not ever say that again. You're scaring women.
How do you know that? I mean, you have to at least meet somebody first.
Thank you.
You can't always have just some random dude come over.
People don't want guys to come to their house before they get to know them. I don't blame people that are trying to be safe.
Okay.
If you get all testy because a girl is trying to be safe, you're an idiot.
Okay. We've got another text that says, I wouldn't go on a date with someone who wouldn't call me before our first date. I'm annoyed by people who only text, and I'm annoyed by people who text way too much at one time.
I think that's just the way the world is nowadays. A lot of people text.
I just say, not always, but maybe a red flag for this one. I don't have any friends that are girls. All my friends are guys. And I mean, I don't know why. I just can't get along with girls. And all of my friends are guys. And I've slept with half of them.
Yeah, I know that girl.
Yeah, again. Don't send me emails. Send those to Kevin. If you don't like what I say.
I like doing so much reading.
I know.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
We got some interesting things going on at Tequesta there, Virginia.
I guess so. What's the story? We got a wrestling dentist.
Yeah, there's a guy that is a dentist who's also a professional wrestler in Tequesta.
He doesn't use anesthesia when he does a tooth removal. He just wrestles your tooth out.
He does a rock bottom on you, yeah, to knock your teeth out.
I gotta say, it's original,
Pretty fascinating concept, huh?
attention grabbing.
His name is Dr. Jimmy McDowell. In Tequesta, Florida, he's got a dental office there, and by day he extracts teeth. By night he runs circles around his opponents in the wrestling ring.
Huh.
He's 58, and apparently he's juggled this double life now for years and is proving you can do basically anything your heart desires. Apparently, when he was growing up as a child in Arkansas, he knew he wanted to be a dentist, but also had a passion for wrestling, and he trained in wrestling through college, but ultimately he thought that dental work might pay better.
Absolutely.
So he's been doing the wrestling thing on the side, and apparently he just won the heavyweight championship belt from the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation.
I mean, Jbird, this,
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan needs to go to this dentist.
I'm with you. I think
This is the stars aligning.
I think Hulk Hogan needs to take his belt. That's what I think.
You need to jump into the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation then.
I mean, the guy's in his 50s, so I mean,
Yeah,
they should,
almost 60.
They should take a young buck like myself.
Dr. Jimmy McDowell hopes to show others that life is exactly what you make it. So I think he would tell you, Jbird, why don't you go for it? I mean, you can do radio by day and be a wrestler by night. Why not?
It's called living the dream right there.
Yeah.
Does he have a wrestling name? Like the
probably.
Jaw Crusher.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But he does. Maybe you can go
the
and,
cavity blaster.
That's terrible.
He will blast you in your cavity.
Oh, jeez.
It sounds a little dirty.
Wow.
Double entendre.
That might work here in South Florida,
It
though.
might work.
Yeah. Certain places.
Oh, he will blast that thing up.
Oh, wow. That's tough. Yeah.
The name's growing on
You
me.
better brace yourself.
Yes, wow. It's danger to many orifices, apparently.
I love this guy.
Well, police in Connecticut got a shots fired call. And apparently was not actually a shots fired call. Sounds kind of like what was happening at the Town Center Mall yesterday in Boca.
Yes, Boca. My phone was blowing up. Shots
yeah.
fired in Town Center Mall, but I guess it wasn't.
Oh, it started off, when we first started getting, the calls, it was like, 7 people. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Crazy. And then there was a photo of a guy that was outside on the ground and then they're like, okay, no, there's no shots fired. We think everything's okay. And they're like, well, what about the guy that's laying down? Well, apparently he got all caught up in the melee and fell and hit his head. So that's why that guy was down. Apparently there's nothing at all going on and not even shots fired. And what had happened in Connecticut was it was somebody popping bubble wrap.
Oh.
And they thought it was gunshots. So now we might wind up in an environment where you can no longer pop bubble wrap because people think it's going to be gunfire.
I love bubble wrap so much.
I know, who doesn't? We all love popping bubble wrap. Can you imagine a world where you can't walk around and pop bubble wrap?
All we'll have to pack now with is those stupid styrofoam peanuts.
Yeah.
We can't use bubble wrap no more.
What kind of world we live in Virginia?
It's just a dark day.
It is a dark day. I don't know what's going on here. Well, apparently there's a security guard in Wisconsin. He got a little bit bored, just kind of sitting there doing nothing. So he started messing around with his handcuffs, and apparently he wound up handcuffing himself behind his own back. Had to use his nose and his phone to call the cops for help.
That is adorable. I could see a bird doing that.
Click.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Daddies.
Yep. There's a 20-year-old guy in Iowa that got busted for having a McLovin fake ID in a bar. Yes, just like the character from Superbad. He was charged with possession of fake ID, public intox, and more.
Oh.
Yes. And gotta watch what you say and do. A sheriff in Texas blasted undocumented immigrants for being, quote, drunks. Poor timing because the very next day his son was arrested for public intox. Oh, dang.
Check your house.
Oh, man.
Yeah, get your house in order.
Get your house in order
Wow.
before you get cavity blasted.
Yeah, well, and that dentist there in Tequesta, who is also a professional wrestler, would probably tell you this. Ladies, do not use toothpaste on your lady parts.
Of course not.
Who would put toothpaste on their vajayjay?
There's apparently a myth that's floating around online that if you put toothpaste down there, it can tighten things up. Well, first of all, it's not true, and second, it could be very dangerous.
But it gives you great breath.
Oh my gosh, that would burn.
Oh my gosh, right?
That'd burn on any private part.
Any? Let's test it.
If we Colgate Kevin up a little bit,
All right, Kev, drop trowel.
Not me.
I got
Try the
two
bird over there. I say we get this professional wrestler in here.
The cavity blaster?
The
cavity blaster.
And we blast Jbird's cavity. See how this thing works out.
In that outfit, he's ready.
Easy.
Easy access.
Yes. It would work well. And how smart is this? An inventor developed a set of windshield wipers that will sync themselves to the beat of your music in your car.
That is awesome.
That is very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Fun.
love it.
Hey, it's a downright genius. There you go. I green light that. And there you go. That's what's going on in your whacked out news. Yeah, a couple people in the chat room are talking about that pro wrestler dentist in Tequesta, Virginia.
Do they go to him?
Yeah, somebody said my father-in-law goes, and he's known as the Golden Boy. That's his
Golden
wrestling name,
Boy.
yeah.
Okay, well, we need to let him know his new name is the Cavity Blaster.
The Cavity Blaster.
He's been renamed.
Okay. And he just blasts cavities all day,
Yes.
huh? Okay, all right. Yeah, you would think you'd have worked that in somehow.
I wonder where in Tequesta he is, because,
You are in Tequesta.
It's not that big, right?
no, it's not.
Okay.
I wonder if he has old clientele like our doctor has. I mean, Virginia got me. I'm the youngest patient at our doctor's office. She's like, "Oh, you've got such healthy-looking gums. We don't get people this young in here." I'm like, "Oh wow, what did you get me into here, Virginia?"
I got you in a great doctor.
You did.
She's awesome.
She's only an hour and a half away.
No, it's a long drive. You got to do a sleepover.
And did you hear, remember that 85-year-old woman in Lauderhill that got attacked by that bobcat? Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was biting her face, her leg, and her hand, and it ripped off the tip of her finger.
Dang.
And you're like going, gosh, man, like, what do you run into a bobcat? What are the odds?
I think we got him here in South Florida. I think if you went
Yeah.
to Jonathan Dickinson, there's a shot you could run into one.
Yeah, but they apparently did a DNA test, and they found out that it wasn't actually a bobcat. It was a raccoon.
What?
Jacked up raccoon.
It was a raccoon. It did all that damage to her.
Did it have rabies?
Well, they don't know for sure. They say that raccoons will attack in a couple of different situations. If they feel threatened or are protecting their young, or, if they could be sick in some way. I assume they'll be doing a test, find out if she got that rabies going on.
I feel like I could do better in a fight against a raccoon than a bobcat.
You'd think, but I mean, there might be some animals that, oddly enough, they don't seem like they'd be that bad. But I mean, imagine if a squirrel really had it out for your face.
My prison squirrels that I live by, they look like they've been doing prison push-ups for about 10 years. They're jacked up. If 5 of them tried to attack me, it's over. I don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, please let there be video rolling if that ever happens.
Virginia, they are so abrasive. There's this one that it'll walk by my door and it does this thing with its chest. It kind of like flexes at me and then looks at me, and I'll say things like, "You're not scared of me, are you?" And it kind of looks at me again, kind of struts around my fence, doesn't move around. Yeah, I think this thing's on cocaine.
What is the worst animal you've been bitten by or attacked by?
Ostrich.
Yeah.
Was it worse than the llama?
Ostrich was worse because I was like 7 years old, and I fed it a stick, and it bit my entire hand, and then it eyeballed me, and then my dad laughed.
Yeah, I think those things are mean.
They
Ostriches,
are so mean.
Yeah.
Well, you fed it a stick.
I know. I thought, I was wrong. I learned.
I remember at one time that horse, didn't it like pin you up against the side of a barn or something?
It did out of nowhere. Just kind of. I was talking to the one girl, and all of a sudden, it was the girl's horse, and this thing just pinned me against the wall.
And didn't let you go.
It knocked me around a bit.
Yeah. That's a tough one, too.
He loves animals so much, but animals don't like him.
That's not true, you witch. That's not true. People don't like you, so how about that?
There's a case being presented.
Oh, whatever. Because a horse tackled me. I
saw a llama spit in his eye one time.
Because I was in a llama's cage. I should have been in a llama's cage. I was trying to pet it. I was trying to be sweet.
Too familiar too soon.
The older I've gotten, the more nurturing and the more bonding I've had with animals. Now I feel like
You're on a hot streak?
I'm on a real hot streak.
We need to take him to a petting zoo, see how he does, Virginia.
I love it.
I'm on a real hot streak.
Yeah.
I can take you to Bush Wildlife. They got all kind of stuff over there. It is really cool.
Yeah, I think they'll eat anybody though. Like
What?
I don't think if they're wild. They're you know what I mean.
They are wild. They are not domesticated. They're being nurtured back to health. A lot of them are injured, but I'd like to see you go toe to toe with one of them Black Panthers they got in there.
I've had one lick me before through the fence.
Wow. Okay.
Now I'm just bragging.
You're so brave.
I know, through the fence. But
Man.
an animal can still get you through a cage. I remember my grandpa he'd have like these chipmunk traps, and he'd catch these chipmunks. They were just kind of like a little thing, and the door would close, and you'd have them. And he'd be like, oh, cool, look at a little chipmunk. And then we'd let him go, after a little bit. But I got up close to nature. And he had one, and I brought it inside his house one time.
Uh-oh.
And I was just kind of looking at it, sitting on there at the kitchen table. I was like, oh, how cool. And the thing bit me. I was like, ah, dang. And I karate chopped the trap, and the door opened up, and chipmunk went loose, running through the house, Virginia.
That's awesome.
The chipmunk was running around for days inside the house.
You ever been attacked by a duck?
I think
It's
I've had
horrifying.
it was a goose or a duck. One of the two, was giving them eyes and was coming after me. It nipped at me.
I was running one time and a bird hit me in the head. I was running. That thing's gonna duck, right? It's gonna clip the top of my head. True story.
Apparently not. Yeah, they do. These animals attack. That's some crazy stuff. So you gotta keep an eye out. If you see the raccoons, you say, "Oh, raccoon." If they're mistempered or they got babies nearby, they can put a hurt on you.
I didn't get bit, but I got kicked something terrible by that pony for my 7th birthday in front of my crush. I know I've told this story a lot, but the big birthday moment was me getting on the pony in front of everybody, and I got on it from behind. You can't get
Wow.
on the pony from the
Pony's
ass.
like, yeah, I've had this move put on me before.
And
He's trying to do the cavity blaster.
Yeah, he
kicked
did.
me right in the gut, right in front of my crush, Lorelai.
Yeah. And then he just laughed the whole rest of the day.
And then Lorelai went home with some other dude.
I mean, I was 7. She was a little older. I think she took my snacks.
I thought this is kind of interesting. I saw that more and more people are doing 4-day work weeks. And if you got Columbus Day off today, you're realizing how awesome it is to have a 3-day weekend. I think a lot of people are kind of feeling that the 3-day weekend seems to feel a lot better because you really have a full 2 days and you got that 1 day where you kind of get to ramp up. It just feels like when you got to work Sunday and more and more of us have to kind of do work prep to get ready. You just can't show up the next day and be like, I'm here. You got to get yourself ready. And so you're going, I got 1 day.
If the bosses want to say, all right, Kevin, the schedule's going to be Monday through Thursday, but the show is now from 5 to 10. Do you take that deal?
5 to 10?
But you get Fridays off now.
I probably would, yeah.
Why can't we get Mondays off?
Or Mondays off. You do Mondays off. That's whatever one you
Fridays are
want.
fun around here.
All right, Mondays are off.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd look into it. And they say now 27%, more than a quarter of all companies, offer their employees the option of working 4 10-hour days instead of 5 8-hour days. So you're still working 40 hours for the week, but you get the 3-day weekend. They say a lot of people are enjoying that a lot more.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
When I would work at the golf course, you would work 12 to 13-hour shifts, and you usually do them. I do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you get all your work done. And then you had 4 days off. But if you work the entire weekend, your schedule is so flipped, you'd want to hang out on a Monday, and everyone was at work.
Woohoo! Raging on a Monday.
Exactly. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
that's
depressing.
tough. Yeah, it's only good if you're on the same schedule with everybody else because you're right. Hanging out by yourself, I got all this free time and nothing to do and nobody to hang out with.
Oh, I did a lot of weird things on a Monday, Kevin.
Oh, I bet you do. That's why we need you here to your weird things in the studio. Well, if you missed it, Jbird is still in the Miami Dolphins cheerleader uniform. The Dolphins 1 point away from a win yesterday, or at least a tie, 2 from the win. 17-16, they lost to the previously winless Washington Redskins.
And now you're not taking off that cheerleading outfit until the Dolphins win a game.
If I have to, yesterday I'm working on a video right now after the Dolphins lost. I went to Publix, I went to Sweet Tomatoes, I went all over, and I'm putting a little montage of what it's like to live in this world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, the Dolphins will be underdogs in every game they play in.
This bit's going to get real old.
It's old now.
It's already old. Yeah, I'm already annoyed with it. I'm so annoyed.
That uniform's going to get old.
Have you washed it
No,
yet?
I'm going to wash it today. I'm on a forced diet now. I got to eat real good. I'm going to be a skinny bee.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's got a point then.
Try to be. I don't know. And then the sadness creeps in at night. And you know what's good for sadness? Cake.
I picked the wrong
so good,
time
Virginia.
to go on a pound cake run. The last month, I've been eating pound cake, and it is shown in my little cheerleading outfit.
All right. Well, if you want to see Jbird in his Miami Dolphins cheerleading uniform, you can dial up KVJ TV right now. On YouTube, just look for the KVJ Show.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/KVJ Show.
They say there are a lot of things that people will repeatedly fight about in relationships. And the top things that they found out that married couples fight the most about is chores is right up there. And they say if you're fighting about chores, the best thing to do is just split them up 50-50 or as close as possible. How many couples do you know, Virginia, have a chore list and they say, this is yours, this is mine?
I don't know about a list, but we have unspoken rules in the house of like who does what.
What's your unspoken rule? So you haven't spoken them, it's just if you don't do this, I'm going to be mad at you?
They're spoken, but there's not like a list. Panda's in charge of the garbage. He knows he's in charge of the garbage, and he knows if he doesn't do the garbage right, there's going to be a little side eye.
Nothing unspoken about that. I've heard you speak quite loudly about
I know.
that.
I can't have a feeling Virginia leaves anything unspoken.
Get out of here with that lie.
Unspoken. They say the problem, too, a lot of times with chores is the definition of clean. Standards are not always the same.
That is the truth.
And you're like, yeah, clean. It'd be like, no, there's like dirt all over the place. That is not even close to clean. And so, you know what? I'll just do it myself. And that's when the resentment starts to build up. No, I'm just going to do it myself.
And then you start scrubbing angrily. I'll do the dishes, you son of a biscuit.
How often to get it on is another big fight of married couples. Number 3 on the list. 25% of couples get it on once a week, but research shows most married couples only do it 1 to 3 times a month.
Again, Kevin, thank you for selling marriage so well.
This is it, man. That's what you got to look forward to.
It seems like a hoot.
You can see why less and less people are doing it.
Where do I sign everything away?
That's it.
And when I say everything, I mean happiness.
Oh, I can show you. They say using your phone too much is the 4th top thing that couples are fighting about in marriages. They say you got to set boundaries, agree on limits. Like, for instance, no phones at the dinner table or in bed might be a good idea, especially if it's affecting your love life. You can start resenting somebody's use of the phone.
What are you and Panda's average about when it comes to the lovemaking? Would you say you're 1.5 a week?
We're sporadic. Like, I kind of feel kind of fat right now because I've been kind of on a food party.
Girl, you and me both.
When Mama's feeling fat, Mama does not like to throw it. It's just harder to lift.
No,
does Mama
lift?
It's harder to lift and toss when it's bigger.
Lift and toss.
All right. But
It's just gravity.
When Mama's feeling all gross and thick, does that mean there's nothing going on?
Usually.
There's nothing going on.
Oh, wow.
Usually.
So he's got to wait for you to have a successful diet before he's getting action?
Usually.
Jeez.
I want to thank you now for making marriage seem so fun.
Look, I'm just telling you, this is how I feel. If I feel like yucky and not cute, I don't want to be naked.
All right, Kev, tell me some more miserable stuff about being married.
Gosh. And the other thing is married couples are fighting about what to spend their money on. How much you get to spend without it being a discussion. They say maybe set an amount like $100. Yeah, buy whatever you want under $100, but if you're going to spend over that, then we need to have a discussion about it.
If you keep separate finances, you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm. Unless they can't make their own bills and then they're buying stupid things on the side. You're like going, you paid for that, but yet you can't be here with your rent on time.
You didn't take out the trash and you bought a wrestling belt. How dare you?
That's how you really get into trouble in Virginia's house, huh? Mm-hmm. Now, Jbird, you said you had a buddy that has got a question about divorce that he's going through, and it had to do with having a video of infidelity.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. This person wants to ask you, Virginia, because you've been through divorce and all. They caught their lover cheating on them. They've been married for a little over a year. So it's new.
They have it on video?
They secretly, they knew this is going on. You always talk about you got to get proof. Well, they got proof. But this person has not told the person that they have proof. The person that's cheating has no idea any of this is going on. So this person wants to get a divorce and wants to bring this video into court, but they're afraid that they did it illegally, and now it's not going to work.
It doesn't matter. It's a no-fault state. Like, you don't, get more if you can prove they cheated. I don't think that that's going to help them.
So it does no good at all?
I don't think in Florida it's really going to help.
It's not okay. Let's say they didn't live in Florida. This doesn't help at all? If you have proof of your mate cheating on you,
there's some states where you can do all kinds of trickery, but I don't think Florida is one of them.
I mean,
well, maybe somebody who's a divorce attorney can call in and say specifically, but I mean,
so cheaters don't get punished. You never feel the pain if you are blatantly the one that caused the marriage to go south because of cheating. You don't feel the hurt on any of that.
I don't think you do.
Does that seem right?
Really? It doesn't feel right that cheaters, it's just, let's not bring that all up. That's just whatever you guys did, you did. You're here to this point, so that's all that matters.
It's the major violation of why you're getting a divorce.
It feels like there should be a punishment, but apparently there's not in Florida.
It totally feels like there should be, but I think then it makes it messy, and then it's a whole messy, sloppy.
Because maybe they say, "Well, they forced me to do this or that," or
exactly.
There's fault there too.
I mean, you're going to have to spend so much money proving that the person was cheating.
I'm never walking the plank.
You're going to have to do.
We know that.
I don't think
we know that. Yeah, it doesn't sound like your buddy has any advantage by having video of his soon-to-be ex cheating on him. Somebody said, my ex-husband cheated on me with our daycare teacher. It did nothing for me during our divorce. Devastated, but lesson learned.
And was that the sole reason, and I'm assuming that it is, why the marriage was destroyed?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, it sucks because, I mean, you'd think okay, the person that cheated and caused all this drama, they should be punished. But it does not play that way.
And I know there's going to be different situations. Let's say you're in a relationship and someone's a real jerk to you and you've married a complete horrible person and it's two strangers living with each other and then someone cheats on you. I think that's a different scenario than somebody that's in a loving relationship and then just torpedoes it by hitting it with the daycare woman.
And maybe that's why Florida does it, because they don't want to get involved in all this messy details drama.
Yeah. Said probably the only person that's going to suffer any effects from the video is going to be your buddy for making the video in the first place. It could be that it's illegal the way he filmed it.
Yeah, that's the concern. That's why.
Yes.
This person wanted advice from Virginia because she's been through the fire.
It probably could only work against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stinks. So
it does stink.
He saw the whole thing. He knows it's going down.
But here's what he has. Okay, so if his wife doesn't see it coming, he can go and get a really, really good attorney. He can actually go and talk to several different attorneys and lock up quite a few attorneys in town so she can't go to them. And then he can blindside her with this and get all of his finances in order, get his life in order, put some money in some offshore accounts. There's stuff he can do because he's got time to prep.
I mean, we're talking only a little bit over a year of marriage.
That's awful.
That's you were in the same, it didn't go along with you.
I got married in December. We were in therapy that didn't help by February.
Okay. And then when was it final?
Not soon enough.
Under a year?
Oh, I mean, we were getting divorced for several years. That can be drug out.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to drag it out and make it more expensive, it can be. And then instead of the money going to you or your kids, it goes to the attorneys because it takes so long.
Okay, so what do you like better, Florida's law or what they have going in North Carolina? Remember the story last week where, the guy that was awarded money from the man who had caused the demise of his marriage with infidelity?
Good.
I think it was $75,000 or something like that he got.
I stand with North Carolina.
So you like North Carolina's laws better?
I do.
And I don't even think it was necessarily a spouse. I think it was the person that had the affair because it was the person that broke it up knowing that they were being with a married woman.
You caused alienation of affection, I think is what the law is. But other states are different from Florida.
And I think there are other places they feel like, if you're going to be cheating, then it should cost you something.
I just think if you're in a relationship and one person's blindsided by it and you're cheating on them, you should feel the sting. If the one that's doing the cheating needs to feel this, you shouldn't be cheating.
I agree. But a lot of times the Florida courts don't look at it and they just start dividing everything up equally as if both parties played a part in the demise.
Florida really is jacked up. There's so many jacked up things about
in
Florida.
many ways.
It really is.
In many ways.
Yeah, OJ can keep his house here. That tells you. Fred Goldman and them can't get none of it.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Some of the things that are allowed to happen in Florida, and then some of the things that are not allowed to happen.
We squirrely.
Oh, sorry, that amount in North Carolina was 750,000. Somebody texted in.
Whoa.
That's how do you even collect that? That's crazy. Anonymous caller here. Yes, you have some advice on exactly what to do here when you're suspicious of your cheater.
Yes.
Okay.
I did it up north, and I never had to pay alimony, child support, not a dime.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a lawyer. You don't tell anybody anything. You just go to a lawyer. The lawyer, in turn, will refer you to a private detective. He's in the middle. He doesn't know either party. He's doing a job. He's getting the pictures with time, date, and everything stamped on it. That way, whether you're in Florida or wherever you are, that way, the guy who's being cheated on or the girl who's being cheated on, they'll end up on the winning side. It happened to me some years back, and that's exactly what I did.
But you said that was a different state, right?
Yes. It doesn't matter whether it's Florida law or not. What happens, it enables the divorce to get clean, and also the split on the house, cars, or whatever, money, that most of it goes to the person that was being cheated on.
Your ex cheated on you, huh?
Yep.
Can you talk about it? Who was it with? Who was it with?
While I'm working during the day, she had 2 babies to stay home and take care of. And I keep hearing, oh, she's hanging out in the bar, leaving the babies home. And one day I decided to come home early. Came home early. 2 babies sitting on the step outside and duty pampers and stuff. Took them upstairs, clean them up, go over to the bar, see her, tell her, come, let's go home. You know? And I see the guy that she was hanging out with. So I was able to give the private detective a good sketch of what the guy looked like.
Yeah. And did you get the kids in the divorce? How did that go down? Or did you have to pay child support?
No child support, no alimony. The judge asked me if I wanted the kids. I said they were small, young. I have to work, so they were better off with her.
Okay.
You know, and I just paid.
Really?
She left him on the front doorstep with 30 diapers and they're better off with her? I don't know if that's a good call there, bruh.
No. They were better off with her because I paid money for them, for the children to get food, clothes, and all that stuff. But
all right.
That was like $400 a week. That was it. That's all she got from me, nothing else. And that was
so that's child support, though, $400 a month.
That was plainly my decision because the judge asked me. He already told her she don't deserve anything.
Yes, so. Okay. So he didn't pay child support, but he paid $400.
$400 a week. I think that sounds like child support.
It definitely is. And I will say, I don't know if they are better off with the mom.
I don't think they are.
How bad are you if she leaves them at home to go drinking at the bar?
They're sitting on the front porch
in
dirty diapers.
They're much better off with her.
I disagree, sir.
There's a lot of wrong to go around.
Wait, what?
Okay. Tell you, fascinating stuff, huh?
Whoa.
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, this is, I guess, going to be our future. We had a story in the Whacked Out News. I think it was in Connecticut. Somebody had bubble wrap and they were popping it, and they thought that there was an active shooter that was going on, and then they're still trying to sort out the chaos that happened at the Town Center Mall in Boca yesterday. They don't even know what really caused the noise. I was, on Twitter looking at some reports, and it happened by these 2 stores, and they'd heard like pop, pop, pop. And people start running, oh, there's a shooter. And, my daughter used to work at the mall. And so she was like, yeah, we're trying to talk to people. Like they shut down a couple stores. There were people inside the mall. And they were, that's kind of what happens. Is it, when people were inside a location like that, people were tweeting out and texting and things like that. So on Twitter, people are like saying, hey, they got us on lockdown. I'm inside a store, inside the town center mall. They say there's an active shooter. Don't come anywhere near here. There was all kinds of SWAT teams that were outside the mall. And there was a guy that was down on the ground. His head's bleeding. You're like, oh, my gosh, the fatalities. You're starting to see it. Well, that guy, apparently, his story is out now. He was running. He saw these teenagers by him say, active shooter, run, run, run. And so he starts running and hits his head on a door.
Oh.
And so then he's bleeding and he goes stumbling outside and people are like, oh my gosh, here come the fatalities. And he lays down and then somebody snaps a photo of him laying down and all kinds of chaos is happening. By the time they sorted it out, they're like, wait, was there a shooter here? And then it went from there was an active shooter that I had heard shot 7 people to, no, wait, maybe it was just an isolated incident in the food court to, no, we're not even sure there was a shooter. And then, well, what about that guy? Be like, oh, yeah, he just hit his head on the door. And now I haven't even heard what the heck has happened. But it just goes to show you, I mean, the environment that we're in now, where just who knows? I haven't even heard yet. I've been trying to find an update. Like, okay, what was the noise? How did this whole thing start? And let's just say you're even in a location and somebody, haha, it's funny. Some teenager decides they're going to try something, this is going to be funny for all of our friends. And
active shooter.
Active shooter. And we're going to get 10 of our friends to start running in every different direction, yelling that. You're going to create mass chaos.
And you should be arrested. Because if they can go back and look on the video footage and figure out which kids started it and that there was no reason for them to feel afraid and say that, then those kids should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Because you're creating panic and you're a terrorist at that point.
Yeah, so to me right now, I haven't necessarily seen it. I mean, some people, I think they're really, as far as I can see right now, I'm trying to find updates on it, whatnot, but it looks like right now they still don't even know, was there even any noise that started? And if there wasn't, that almost makes me wonder, did this start as a prank? Was it somebody who just thought, it's going to be funny, let's start doing this? And then, what do you do if you've got teenagers that are doing that kind of stuff?
There were stores where the manager was telling people, if you even open the door, you'll be terminated. So they barricaded people in the stores, locked the doors, and they said, that's it. You can't even let people in. Everybody has to go barricade themselves. And then I guess when the SWAT showed up, they had to clear every single store in the whole mall. They were there for hours finding people that were hidden in closets, in back rooms that were all, trying to hide from the active shooter. Anybody who creates that kind of panic, knowing that what they're doing, you're an idiot and you should go to jail.
I don't think I agree with the store to talk about terminating people. You know how people are going to react during a terrible situation like that. And then the fact that, you're going to get fired if you don't do what we say.
If you open the door, you get fired, they said.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I would open the door to try to save people, but maybe I would end up getting shot.
Yeah.
Who knows what you would do?
How much of us really even know, depending upon what situation you wind up in.
You can't tell people how to react because everyone's going to react different. You're human.
Somebody texted in and said at the Treasure Coast Mall, they decided to have police training in the closed Sears, and I was hearing gunshots all morning. How stupid. Why would they do that in a mall? Yeah, I know they've, some of the school drills and other things like that have come into criticism where they didn't fully let everybody know what was going on, because I think that's just now how people react. And all it takes is one person saying active shooter, and then people are going to start running in all different directions, all crazy.
I'm not a big fan of doing the shooting tests, drills, without telling students and telling teachers, and everyone thinks it's real, and then they're freaking out. Because at that point, I get that it's a drill, but you now created a traumatic experience for somebody that, even though there wasn't a shooting there, there's this horrific moment now.
Well, they've shown some of those kids get PTSD from the drill.
I don't agree with that at all. And I may be in the minority on that. I think there's got to be a better way to freak people out like that.
Yeah. All right, we got the After the Show podcast going to be coming up here in just a little bit. You can watch it live on YouTube. You can also catch it on the back end of our regular show podcast every single day. You can check out the KVJ show without music or commercials. It happens every single day. Finding podcasts easier than ever. You'll likely have a podcast app on your phone. If you have an iPhone, it's purple. You can also go to the Podcast One app, or you can go to kvjshow.com and find it all right there. And check it out. The last 30 minutes is going to be the After the Show podcast. We're going to get to that live on YouTube at about 10 to 15 minutes after 10 o'clock. Jbird, before we get to that, though, if you wrap us up with a thought for the day.
Yes. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth.
Yes, so wise. Nice.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.